I'm feeling like this collective is coming more and more into their mastery because we are understanding more on a fundamental level just how much we can be in faith. Faith is becoming more of a knowing, and it's reorganizing the particles in our body, in our nervous system, in our auric field. Blessings, miracles are starting to come in and are going to continue to come in. And a lot of you guys have been on a very long spiritual journey, ascension path, learning different healing modalities, doing the work, doing the deep work, doing the deep healing. And it's almost like that energy of like, when you finally reach your senior year, even though I never reached my senior year, I remember this feeling that the seniors carried. It was like they felt comfortable. They weren't really worried too much about much, whether or not they were popular, whether or not they were comfortable and settling in. And that's sort of the energy. Comfortable, settling in, taking all the wisdom you've learned through all of the hardship. A lot of you guys have had extremely traumatic lives, a lot of loss, a lot of accelerated spiritual initiations that have shaped and formed you into the master that you're uncovering, because it's already there. You're remembering more and more of who you are. And there's more of a sense of ease. I'm seeing a vision of a spaceship. The Galactics are assisting. And they're showing me that they're helping this collective release fear. Yeah, we can feel that. We can feel that. It's definitely a greater sense of knowing and trust, like a healing of the root chakra. For real. Setting a firm foundation, and they're also showing me that you're working on your throat chakra. Clearing that out, standing in your authenticity, not being afraid to share your truth, your light, to be authentic. You guys have been different from the crowd, and for a reason. We came here to create the new. We came here with the knowledge and the soul memory of planets where things were a lot different. And a lot of us have lived so many lifetimes in other realms that this low density realm is jarring, and it's foreign. That's why you naturally resisted everything. That's why you tried to move shit with your mind when you were young. That's why you were always optimistic. That's why you always knew you could heal yourself. You always knew if you were anything like me, like I was deathly afraid of the dark because I knew I was going to see visions. I hadn't seen them yet. Maybe I saw them when I was a baby. I don't know. But I knew I was going to see some shit. I wasn't scared of the dark because of the boogeyman or because I thought, some real danger was going to get me. I was afraid of the dark because of the light that was going to appear in the dark. I was afraid of seeing visions. You know what I mean? Things like that. You just know. And as I'm studying more and more about how things work and how particles work and how the ether actually moves into the physical, I'm seeing how easy it is for the soul memory to come and integrate into the body, how we are still going to be who we are, our multidimensional self. We don't lose that. We carry those codes, how those codes can come out through your physical voice in your body right now. How some of you guys have healing voices. How some of you guys have healing hands. Talents that you've carried with you from past lifetimes, parallel lifetimes. It's so fascinating to witness it from this state of amnesia. But you should be so proud of yourself, dude. You have gone through hell. You've gone through literal fucking hell. You've gotten back up again over and over and over again, and you continue to do so. And, you know, those weights are getting lighter because you've been lifting them for so fucking long. You're starting to integrate these things very beautifully. And you're starting to see your divine inheritance. You know, I always get that vision of when Harry Potter was taken down and he was given the key to his vault, and he walked in and he saw all the treasures that his parents had left him behind. But he had to go through a life of having nothing. He had to go through a life of being the odd man out, of being persecuted for having his gifts, for all of the things that we have all been through, so that we would be humbled, so we would know what it's like to be down and out, so we could have compassion and truly not judge a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Not to judge anybody, because you know what it's like to be down there. And that strength that you've taken from that experience has made you so much stronger if you hadn't, gone through that. But you're dedicated. You've dedicated your life. You've dedicated your everything to the greater good. You continue to align your will with the greater good. And you're going to see God's glory. You're going to see God's glory push you high up into a space where everybody can see. Not how that, this or that or these superficial things, but the goodness that comes out of being balanced energetically. The glory that comes from the hard work. That God was never trying to just tell us, oh, do this or do that. God was trying to teach us how to fly. And you're going to fly. And people are going to see you in your beautiful, magnificent wings shining in the light. And they're going to say, I want that. And you're going to help them find their way. But I'm sending you guys lots and lots of love. And sorry I'm lying down. It's nighttime here. I'm just tired from the day. I'm sending you lots of love, and I will talk to you soon.